Our next guest is a lawmaker who just introduced what's known as the Index Act, that stands for Investor Democracy is Expected. The bill is intended to rein in the voting power that big asset managers like BlackRock and Vanguard typically have over public companies these days. That power sometimes has led to a greater emphasis by the asset managers on environmental, social, and governance principles. For more on this, let's bring in the man who introduced the bill, Senator Dan Sullivan of Alaska. And Senator, welcome. Why did you introduce this bill?
Good morning, Becky. Well, look, it's a simple bill, and it is intended to get the voting power back to the beneficial owners of the shares, not to the index fund managers. And the big reason is the market distortion of the power that these index fund managers have. Think about the numbers. Now, they fluctuate depending on where the market is, but over $20 trillion managed by the big three, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. Over 25% of all shares voted on in public companies are voted on by these three, and they're the largest shareholder in over 90% of the S&P 500 companies. And so to me, that is an enormous market distortion, and we need to bring the shareholder power back to the beneficial owners of the shares. This is really a quirk in the law that they have this much power to vote the shares. Nothing against these companies. They've done a great job in terms of lowering fees and doing passive investments, which many American investors want. But they don't want them to have all the power, particularly in terms of corporate governance.
Yeah, Senator, that's a pretty rational argument. That's something that's been argued by a lot of big investors, too. You know, Charlie Munger's brought this up. Warren Buffett brought it up at the Berkshire Hathaway meeting. But you have a lot of co-sponsors. None of them are Democrats. What's in the bill that would keep Democrats from wanting to sign off on this? I mean, it makes sense to give the power of the vote back to the person who actually owns the shares.
Yeah, Becky, you mentioned my co-sponsors. Take a look at some of the smartest, in my view, U.S. senators in terms of issues of corporate finance and American investing. Pat Toomey, among others, Mike Crapo. But I will tell you this, I've been in discussions with a lot of Senate Democrats, and many are very interested in this issue, from some of the more moderate Democrats to some of the most liberal Democrats. And they're all concerned about what I am concerned about, this huge market power and market distortion that really isn't meant to be. Again, think about those numbers I just put out there in terms of their dominance. That is something that usually concerns members of Congress on both sides of the aisle. And I will tell you this, so I was very close to getting a couple of very prominent Democrats to co-sponsor this. So there's a lot of bipartisan interest in my bill, I can tell you that.
Senator, here's the complicated part, and I'm curious where you land on this. The truth is that most people who buy into a 401k plan, put money in various indexes, it's sort of a set it and forget it situation. Most of them are not studying the market. They're not studying the companies in those indexes. They're not interested in it. It's unfortunate, but it's a reality of the situation. Unfortunately, it's actually similar to our democracy in that most people don't vote. They let others vote for them. And that's sort of, in a way, what's happening here. And so the question is it to take the power away from a BlackRock or a State Street to vote at all? Is it to just simply give them the option? And in some cases, that's what's happening now. That option is there in a way that it perhaps wasn't before. What's the right answer there in the balance?
Well, Andrew, it's a really good question, and it's a combination of both. And I know you've talked to Larry Fink. I mean, BlackRock is already starting to do this themselves. And remember, they don't dig into all the details of each of these companies either. They invest in the broad base index funds. So it's not as if they're getting involved in the nitty-gritty of each of the companies they invest in terms of management, in terms of what they want having done for that company. But I will tell you this, you know, I think it's a little condescending to say, well, heck, the average American doesn't vote the shares, which is true. Therefore, they shouldn't even have the opportunity or power to do it. In many ways, not voting is a vote itself. So to me, it's both too much power with these index funds, who were never meant to dominate corporate governance in the market like this, never meant to do that. It's really an outgrowth of their success, but also to make sure that investors who are the beneficial owners, if they want to vote, they can vote. And that's what my bill does.